feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Hey everybody, welcome to the post-show wrap-up video down here in the Boca Raton shrimp tank, where street smarts and book smarts collide. We come to you every single week with the best and brightest entrepreneurs down here in South Florida. Find out the do's and don'ts of running a business. I'm Jason Hill. This is my co-host, Dr. Roland Kidwell. He's director at the FAU Adams Center for Entrepreneurship. This is your first time tuning in. You can check out all the amazing episodes up on iTunes, iHeartRadio, up on Spotify today. And we come live to you every Thursday on Facebook Live. So check out all these amazing episodes. So today, we had the CEO and founder of MLE Law, Michael Elkins, right here to my left. We're matching shirts, both wearing pink today. So, Michael, tell us a little bit about being a podcast host as well as running a law firm. Tell us everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely different, right, for lawyers. There's not a lot of lawyers who are podcast hosts out there, so it's a differentiator between myself and my competition. My clients seem to appreciate it, as well as my potential clients out there, and it's definitely helped me to not only meet and greet people I otherwise wouldn't, but to improve my craft as a trial lawyer, because I edit my own audio. So I've caught a number of verbal tics, which have helped me in the courtroom for sure.
Yeah, and what about this podcast? Tell us a little bit more about it.
Yeah, it's called Game 7, the Sports, Business, and Lifestyle Podcast, and I cover the intersection between the worlds of business and sports, and I try to interview some of the more successful people in the sports world and find out how their skills in the business of sports translate to the regular business world.
Yes, and that's what made this episode so interesting today. You know, often we get different lawyers reaching out to us because they come on the show, and often we say no, but today we said yes, because you had such an interesting story all about entrepreneurs, professional athletes, how they're doing things differently behind the scenes. Roland, what are your thoughts about today's episode?
It was great. Michael talked a lot about being an entrepreneurial lawyer, and I really learned a few things about mixing up sports and business, and his podcast sounds very interesting. I actually tuned it in a few hours ago and listened to it a bit and found it very worthwhile. You should check it out. Let me ask you, Michael, before the COVID started, you were very well positioned because you were doing a lot of the things before COVID that a lot of companies had to do afterward. How did you come up with that? How did you know that this was going to be something that was so successful post-COVID?
That's a great question. I mean, you know, in working for larger law firms, I kind of always realized I never met clients at the office. I never used the phone system of the law firm. People would text me or I'd use my iPhone. So when I opened my own firm, I decided I didn't need an office, at least not a permanent, traditional brick and mortar office space. So I always worked remotely. I was always paperless and always using my cell phone. So when COVID happened and the work from home culture sort of exploded, that was really just like another day for me because I was already set up for that. So while other law firms were scrambling to get staff set up, to get lawyers set up, you know, I have no staff because I do everything paperless. So I was just continuing to put out content, practice law, get up to speed on everything COVID related. So I was a little bit ahead of that game.
Michael, how does everyone follow you? Are you on Instagram, LinkedIn, the podcast, your website? Where are you?
Yeah, my website's www.mlelawfirm.com. The podcast is there, as well as on all of the major podcast apps. You can follow me on Instagram at Melkins1 or at MLE_law. And I'm on LinkedIn as Michael Elkins and Twitter at Melkins31175.
Michael, thanks for joining us today out here on the Shrimp Tank.
Thanks for having me.
For everybody listening, we spoke for 1 hour today on the show. Catch it all on iTunes or Spotify or iHeartRadio. We'll be back again next week at 4 p.m. Take care, everybody.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.